C7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts streaming now.
On this hour of Eyewitness News, a bombshell in the January 6th investigation. The House Select Committee subpoenaing former President Donald Trump. They want him to testify.
New details about the murder of a landlord, what we're learning about the moments surrounding her gruesome death.
Casinos leaving their longtime spots, the plans for Hollywood casinos, and what change could mean for downtown Aurora.
And inflation continues to grow. Tonight, just how much more we're paying and the reason more price hikes may be coming.
But we begin tonight on this Thursday. Former President Donald Trump has been subpoenaed.
Now, that vote coming during the 9th public hearing of the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol.
I am offering this resolution that the committee direct the chairman to issue a subpoena for relevant documents and testimony under oath from Donald John Trump.
Today, we also saw gripping new video of high-ranking lawmakers during the attack.
ABC's Justin Finch joining us live tonight from Capitol Hill with more on this extraordinary hearing. Actually, it was history-making today, Justin.
Cheryl, Rob, that's right. So many landmark moments throughout today's hearing, and it will likely be the last public hearing for some time. The committee really closing out with some eye-opening new revelations about the deadly January 6th Capitol riot. The bipartisan House Select Committee largely focusing on former President Trump's state of mind on January 6th, alleging he had a long-standing plan, no matter the outcome of the 2020 election, to remain in power.
President Trump had a premeditated plan to declare that the election was fraudulent and stolen before Election Day, before he knew the election results.
He's going to declare victory, but that doesn't mean he's the winner. He's just going to say he's the winner.
We have got to finish the proceedings, or else we're going to have a complete victory.
The committee airing this gripping new video capturing bipartisan congressional leaders in hiding but working together to continue certifying the election results, even as the violent mob raged at the Capitol.
Sergeant Garner, be in touch about the process. We're getting members back in the building.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President.
Over the course of 9 hearings, the committee tried to make its case to the American people that Trump and his allies were determined to overturn the 2020 election, starting on election night.
We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
The committee alleging Trump knew he had lost, but he and his inner circle urged state election officials to find more votes and pressured former Vice President Mike Pence to reject the electoral vote count. Committee Vice Chair Liz Cheney warning such a plan could happen again.
What happens when the president disregards the court's rulings as illegitimate? When he disregards the rule of law? That, my fellow citizens, breaks our republic.
And today's hearing also featuring bombshell revelations that the Secret Service was aware of plans for January 6 violence 10 days before the actual riot, including plans to kill former Vice President Pence. This coming to, as you mentioned, the committee also voting to subpoena former President Trump, but as of now, no plans to subpoena former Vice President Pence. Cheryl, Rob?
Well, Justin, 26 days into the midterm elections, we had unprecedented access in real time, seeing that video from Nancy Pelosi and her daughter, who is doing a documentary. But the question everybody is asking in light of this subpoena vote, what is next for the former president and this committee?
That is the big question in Washington right now, though it's unclear if the former president will comply with that subpoena. But if he doesn't, he potentially faces even more legal challenges ahead. We did see him react on social media, kind of wondering why the committee waited so late into the hearing to vote on that subpoena. And as for the committee, they are saying they still have much more work to do, more witnesses to speak with, and more evidence to review. They could potentially call another hearing down the line, but their work right now is very much focused on that final report that is due out by the end of this year. Cheryl, Rob, back to you.
Very good information. Thank you, Justin, for that live report and update. And as we know, Trump is not the first president to receive a congressional subpoena.
Several former and sitting presidents have been subpoenaed, but not all have cooperated.
I think it seems highly unlikely he will do so willingly. So what we are likely to see here is a protracted legal fight. And I expect the president will fight it on whatever grounds he can, including asserting executive privilege, including asserting that there's a separation of powers here that we have to honor. I think we're going to see many arguments drawn out opposed to this effort.
Gil Sofer, our legal analyst. Now to other news. Chicago man and his father pleaded guilty today to disorderly conduct charges relating to the attack on the Capitol. Prosecutors say Matthew and Bradley Borowski admit entering the Capitol and posting video and photos on social media. Both men to be sentenced in January.
And the U.S. Supreme Court is denying requests by former President Trump to step into the legal fight over the FBI raid of Mar-a-Lago. President Trump had asked the court to weigh in on issues relating to the classified documents that were seized. The justices did not otherwise comment in turning away the former president's emergency appeal.
Well, get ready for cold temperatures tonight. There's a freeze warning for much of our area.
And I heard earlier Cheryl Scott use the term wind chill coming up. So when you say freeze and wind chill in the same breath, you know what's up
it's
with
been
that,
a minute.
right?
Yeah.
Freezing inside. Freezing.
Just more to come, Cheryl. You know, just getting you ready for what's coming up on the outside, of course.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not freezing yet, but it will be tomorrow morning. We have a little disturbance here cycling in. Some very light showers, mainly to the north and now east of us. We're looking pretty quiet through the remainder of the night, but a passing sprinkle across our northern counties can't be ruled out. Our temps, they're going down tonight. Right now near 40 back to the north and west, 48 at Midway O'Hare at 46. But overnight tumbling temperatures, a very chilly air mass in place. We wake up tomorrow, upper 20s and low 30s. The exception being cities very close to the immediate lakefront. Downtown Chicago will be into about the mid to upper 30s, but still cold. Heat on and coat tomorrow morning. Freeze warning here in effect for all of our counties, the exception being downtown Chicago and Central Cook, in effect until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So that gives you an idea here of the weather we're going to be feeling and experiencing as we go into our Friday, but it's also setting the mood for the weekend as well. Wind chills tomorrow morning, it's going to feel like it's in the 20s and low 30s, and also some rain on the way for tomorrow night. We'll time that out coming up in a bit. Cheryl, Rob.
All right, Cheryl, thank you. Tonight, we're learning new information about the murder of a landlord.
And people in the building got suspicious after hearing a loud dispute. Part of Frances Walker's body was found in a freezer in the building she owned. Investigators say a tenant killed her and dismembered her body. The home's in the 5900 block of North Waukesha. This is in Chicago's far north side. ABC 7's Leah Hope spoke to Walker's family after her suspected killer made her first court appearance today.
Today, the family of Frances Walker is able to gather a few mementos from what had become a crime scene at the North Waukesha home.
I was in tears, but what can we do? You know, see stuff everywhere, pictures of her when she got married and her brother. And just feel we miss her more.
Also today, one of Walker's tenants was in court, charged with killing Walker on Monday. Today, a Cook County judge ordered Sandra Kalalu held on no bail.
I can see they're still investigating. The authorities want to have a fair trial, and in a fair trial, she's going to be locked up for a long time.
In court, a Cook County prosecutor told the judge Walker put an eviction notice on Kalalu's door Sunday, and the other tenants heard the two arguing.
The basement tenant heard the defendant screaming and what sounded like a dish breaking. The basement tenant heard the victim's voice trying to calm the defendant down, and that was the last time she heard the victim's voice.
The prosecutor said police were called to the home 3 times on Monday to check on Walker's well-being. The third time, discovering some of Walker's body parts in a freezer. Relatives tell us Walker called police previously to have Kalalu removed after making threats, but Kalalu resided there and was able to stay.
It's the renters that has favor. Look what happened. If the police would have listened, our system was really there, our sister would have been alive.
On North Waukesha on the far north side, Leah Hope, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Teacher in East Chicago is in custody tonight, accused of threatening students and staff at St. Stanislaus School. Police say a 5th grade student told a counselor that the teacher made comments about killing students and staff, saying the teacher had a, quote, hit list. Police say when questioned by the principal, the teacher confirmed it. An investigation is ongoing here.
And a man and woman who were the victims of a violent attempted carjacking in Chicago are telling their story tonight. Brittany Hines and Patrick Stanton were packing their car last night in Uptown for a planned move to Milwaukee. They say they were approached by 3 young men who demanded their car keys.
He went to reach for my keys and I gave him a little bit of a push, and that's when he brandished the weapon. And then when I didn't give him right away, he went to hit me and I ducked it pretty well, but he clipped me in the back of the head.
I heard shoot him, and I was hiding behind the car and heard 2 shots fired.
Oh, goodness.
Wow. Well, the bullets went through the car door but did not hit either of them. The would-be carjackers then ran off. They have not been arrested.
$7.5 million worth of stolen merchandise now filling this warehouse in north suburban Wilmette. Police say it's part of a massive retail theft operation in which a total of $40 million in goods were stolen. Investigation started in Wilmette and what police thought was a simple theft. They discovered clearly it was much larger, including thefts in Chicago and several suburbs. Some of the goods were sold as far as California and New York, and 8 people are under arrest.
One of the surviving Milwaukee dancing grannies took the stand today in the criminal trial in that Waukesha parade suspect. 3 members of the dancing grannies were killed while performing at that Christmas parade last November. Darrell Brooks, who chose to represent himself, is charged with 6 counts of first-degree intentional homicide.
So were you told by the police that they were dead?
I could see they were working on them and weren't getting anywhere. They were trying to get the heart started with the heart machines. Nothing was working.
Prosecutors have indicated they could wrap up their case on Monday.
Parkland school shooter Nicholas Cruz has been spared the death penalty and sentenced to life in prison by a Florida jury. Cruz pleaded guilty last year in the 2018 massacre at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School that claimed the lives of 17 people. And some of the victims' family members reacting to today's decision.
Today's ruling was yet another gut punch for so many of us who devastatingly lost our loved ones on that tragic Valentine's Day.
And this decision today only makes it more likely that the next mass shooting will be attempted.
What's next? Cruz's formal sentencing date is set for November 1st.
Casinos on the move. Hollywood Casino wants to move its locations in both Joliet and Aurora to be closer to major interstates. Well, the idea is to put the Aurora Casino near the outlet mall at I-88 near Farnsworth there, while the casino in Joliet will go near I-80 and I-55. Tonight, John Garcia is sharing the reaction from a meeting in Aurora today.
Hollywood Casino moved to downtown Aurora in 1993. The owners say it's dated and revenue has been in decline for the last 20 years or so. They say the solution is to move to a different part of town. Alice's Corner restaurant has only been open for a few months. It's just down the block from one of the biggest attractions in downtown Aurora, the Hollywood Casino. But the owners say that hasn't made much difference. The business is going pretty well with the support of people in the community.
Not too much from the casino. We don't have too much people from the casinos coming here.
The casino has been located in downtown on the Fox River in Aurora since it opened nearly 30 years ago. But casinos no longer need to be on the water in Illinois, and the owners want to move it to a higher traffic area of town on a huge plot of vacant land next to the Aurora Premium Outlets Mall, just off Interstate 88 in Farnsworth. Casino representatives made their first presentation to the City Council Finance Committee this afternoon, describing a complex including the casino, hotel, and spa, as well as bars and restaurants.
One of the greatest benefits that I'm really looking forward to is right now we have about 350 employees that live and work in Aurora, many of them anyway. We're looking at more than doubling that workforce.
The Aurora Chamber of Commerce supports the proposed move, issuing a statement that says, in part, we are excited to see the progress that is coming from many long months of discussion and are looking forward to continued collaboration between businesses like Hollywood Casino, Aurora, and the city government. The owners of Warehouse 55, an antique shop in downtown Aurora, say the casino has little impact on their business. They say most casino customers come and go without frequenting other businesses.
I feel like Aurora has this very community driven already, and I feel like people that go to the casino are more of like one-stop place that they're going to. I don't think they spend too much in the community.
The owners predict the casino's revenue would double in a new location. It would cost about $460 million to build. They're asking the city to contribute $50 million of that in general revenue bonds. In Aurora, John Garcia, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
John, thanks so much. Now, another big name retailer is leaving Chicago's Magnificent Mile. Growing Chicago Business is reporting that Banana Republic planning to close its store near Chicago and Michigan when the lease expires next year. Gap and Macy's are some of the other popular stores that recently left the Mag Mile. Crain's is reporting the vacancy rate along the Mag Mile hit 29% over the summer.
Now to an effort to break the cycle of incarceration for young people in Chicago.
Evelyn Holmes takes us to the largest graduation in years for the North Lawndale Restorative Justice Community Court.
Michelle Dennis just got another chance for success.
All we needed was a fighting chance, and you guys gave us that.
Once caught in the revolving door of drug arrest and jail time, the 29-year-old single mother of a teenage son now is one of over 80 graduates of the North Lawndale Restorative Justice Community Court.
A lot of people call this a second chance program. I don't. It's a first chance.
This morning's ceremony was held on the campus of Community Advocate UCAN Chicago. That's where graduate and new father Rayshawn Fields shared a rap song he composed about his experience.
But the end's not an end, just another place. Go.
All right.
It's the largest graduation in the court's 5-year history, and with no in-person ceremonies since the pandemic. Today's event included participants who've completed the program over the last 3 years.
Restorative justice showed me that I won't be defined by my mistakes.
Started in 2017, the Restorative Justice Community Court is one of the first of its kind in the state of Illinois. It gives adults between the ages of 18 and 26 a chance to have their nonviolent felony or misdemeanor charges dismissed and their court records expunged.
We say punishment is not the only answer. Healing is the best answer.
The program requires participants to repair the harm they've caused. They participate in peace circles and get help addressing any addiction or mental health issues they may have. Restorative Justice Community Courts have already been opened on the north and south side. RJCC officials say of the 256 graduates they've had since the program started, over 80% do not go back into the criminal justice system. 22-year-old Jarrell Davis hopes to be among that group. With his gun charge now behind him, he says the sky's the limit.
I came a long way from where I started.
Evelyn Holmes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Nice story.
I like the way the judge says this isn't a second chance, it is a first chance.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, well said.
Really, I like that, you know, and I mean, it's the beginning of the rest of their life, and it might change the trajectory of every way they could have gone.
And the trajectory changed, pivoted right here today.
Just because somebody cared about them and they were in a great program. So, Evelyn, thank you for sharing their success story. I would love to catch up with them in like a year or two.
See what's happened to them.
Yeah.
Maybe you're multitasking right now as you watch us.
We hope so.
Because the Bears are taking on the Washington Commanders. A live picture of Soldier Field. Bears looking for their third win. Go 500 on the season. The Commanders 1-4. It's a winnable game. That place is packed.
Well, they don't have to be there because we can take them there. It's warmer inside.
Yes.
You know, because Cheryl was talking about the winds were out of the west, so they're going to be going across the field, and the ball is going down.
Yeah, north-south.
North and south.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a little challenging. So
I hope it works.
You know, the Commanders have lost 4 in a row. This should be 5 tonight.
I'm worried. Yeah.
So they're desperate.
Yes,
they're going to play hard.
As are we.
Right.
We'll have the highlights. Deion's down there at Soldier Field for 10.
And it was cold.
And JR, it was cold and windy.
Windy.
Bears weather.
Well, you know, when they did, Ryan Cheverini did his Bears, his unofficial Bears with Guillermo. Guillermo picked the Bears to win. They did like a tequila drink.
Oh, I missed it.
Remember that? Yeah, it was very cool.
Okay.
And you throw something.
Anytime there's tequila.
Yeah,
it's
it was
usually
tequila was involved.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
But Guillermo picked the Bears.
After the tequila?
Before, well, as
they were. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So.
We'll keep you updated if you're. I'm sure a lot of Bears fans are streaming with us today.
Yep, they're on their phones going, hey,
yeah, oh
Rob
my
and
gosh,
Cheryl.
something just happened. And we definitely don't have it up on our monitors here at all. But we still have a lot of news
We
ahead.
got Chris Rock across the street.
Yeah, at the Chicago Theater today.
Yeah, so
it's busy
for 3
downtown.
nights, I know it's a lot going on in traffic.
At least it's dry.
You know, Halloween is coming up, so people are out. The Wicked is around the corner.
Yeah.
You know, in theaters.
I saw people scurrying over there to get in time. I think that show is starting.
It's Thursday. It's Friday Eve.
We're there.
So.
We're getting there.
All right. Well, let's talk about supporting pets, something you know
I love
really
it.
well about. The effort to make sure that shelter animals have enough to eat.
Plus, Social Security benefits are going up. But there are also questions about whether it will be enough to battle inflation. The ABC7 data team and the I-team, Jason Knowles, looking at the latest numbers for you coming up.
Oh, all right. Look at the city. It looks
Beautiful.
great. Lots of lights out there because people are in their cars driving around.
Probably with the heat on.
Definitely with the heat on because, you know, Cheryl Scott talked about officially, when Cheryl Scott tells you to turn the heat on,
You can turn it
that's
on.
kind of official.
This is
So,
the
but
downtown.
look, bear down.
Bear down. You got the
down,
colors of the
course.
Bears.
Yeah, we have the pink in the towers for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
We got it going.
We've got the purple for Alzheimer's. The city is always
does look
representing.
beautiful.
And then you see the towers got the orange and blue lights on the.
We need it. All the help we can
Right.
get.
Have you guys turned your heat on yet?
Yeah,
I did.
yeah,
I
did.
did,
And then I had to get the
Cheryl.
humidifier going by the
Right.
furnace. I had to replace a few things, but yes.
Well, how about you, Cheryl?
I did.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
chilly.
At night it gets kind of,
You-
you
you're
know.
But some people probably may have
Yeah.
not yet.
They haven't.
Yeah. Oh,
our
Michelle says you
producer.
haven't. So
Yeah.
are you in a building? Because sometimes those high rises are they stay warmer longer.
Well, Michelle has a strategy though.
What
she
is
does
it?
it every year. It's a specific time. I mean, she really goes down to the limit on when she's going to decide to turn the heat on. It's not about the weather. It's about a strategy.
Yeah. Oh, she's got to get. You're going to
I
turn
was
it on
about to
soon.
say, wait,
Right.
Cheryl, how do you know all of this?
I know, right?
Well, she talks to us in our ear a lot. We have these earpieces in. So.
Oh, well, I have conversations with our producer after the show, and we sometimes have random conversations
Very
about.
in depth about the heat.
Yeah,
Those are the
yeah,
best.
I mean.
Those are the best. But it is heat time for most people,
Yeah, we
especially for
chill.
these low, the low
Said we
temperatures
chill
overnight.
and freeze, Cheryl.
Yeah, it's the morning, taking the
that?
dog out in the morning. You got to get the coat on,
Yeah,
a few
boots.
layers for
Yeah.
sure.
not ready for it.
And we're getting even colder. We're tracking colder weather as we go into early next week. Right now we sit at 46 degrees, feeling a little bit different. We have the Bears game going on right now. Temps in the 40s. The winds have backed off a bit from just about an hour to 2 hours ago, so that's good news, but it's still breezy and it's going to feel like it's pretty much in the 30s and 40s at Soldier Field through the night tonight. We have this little disturbance that's continuing to just cycle through parts of the Great Lakes with some isolated showers and sprinkles, so we're going to leave the threat of a sprinkle or two across our northern counties, but most of the area staying dry for the remainder of the night tonight. It's all about these temps. Right now in the 40s, Midway 48, but Woodstock, you're down in 40 overnight. We continue to go down here, near and below freezing. Back to the north and west, even 30s again closer to the lakefront. Freeze warning in effect overnight until 8 a.m. for all areas, the exception being downtown Chicago, where we'll see those temps a bit above that freezing mark, but it's going to feel like it's in the 20s to near 30 degrees area wide stepping out the door tomorrow. With a light breeze outside, it's going to make all the difference. So feeling like it's in the 20s tomorrow morning. The bar's low in terms of our high temps as well, about 10 degrees below average with highs only in the 50s. And we're also looking at the threat of some more rain. So for tonight, we are quiet. Tomorrow morning, we wake up with some sunshine, clouds on the increase during the afternoon. And then tomorrow night, after about 8 o'clock, a batch of some showers here will work their way through west to east. This is going to be primarily between about 8 and midnight. So a quick moving system bringing in some light showers. And then we stay cool through the rest of our weekend with high temps only in the 50s. So you can see our highs 50s both Saturday and Sunday. Thankfully, Saturday, we get you in some sunshine, clouds on the increase on Sunday, and then early next week, Monday and Tuesday, is when we're really looking for that drop in our temperatures, and we're talking highs not even making it into the 50s, struggling to get into the mid 40s. That is the case Monday and Tuesday, and some wet weather moving in as well. So it is going to be a cold, raw, damp start to our work week next week before we get those temps up to about 60 degrees. So for tonight, upper 20s and low 30s. We are looking at some frost almost area wide, the exception being the city. Tomorrow, a few evening showers between about 8 and midnight. We start the weekend off dry, just chilly 50s for highs, clouds on the increase Sunday. By Monday, some showers moving in and some lake effect rain. Notice those temps in the 30s overnight and highs only in the 40s. So the coolest weather yet this season. It's moving in early next week, guys.
Oh, like and you know, Saturday is the breast cancer walk. ABC7 is a sponsor on Saturday. Yes. So if you're going to go out there,
layer up.
Gotta bundle up. Just wear everything pink. You know, it's gonna be nice. You know,
flying around. We need that hard freeze. Is it on me? There's like a bug on me. Get that hard freeze so they all die.
Really important stuff.
I know. I'm sorry. It's an important walk. I agree.
Cheryl is like
Cheryl.
These guys. All right. Thank you, Cheryl.
Almost flew in my mouth.
Well, Cheryl, we have a story you'll love too coming up.
Yeah, this is a mission to make sure no dogs in the city go hungry. Salvation Army helped deliver 600 bags of doggy treats to Paws Chicago on North Clybourne.
Begging trips.
Some will be given to pets just rescued from Florida following Hurricane Ian. Some of them came up here, cats and dogs, and hopefully they'll be safely.
Cute doggy. I love those commercials.
Well,
begging strips.
It's begging.
Right, it's begging. All right. Well, I don't know. We're just having some fun. It's Friday Eve for us. So, let's talk about holiday decorations. Yes. Okay, we talked about this yesterday and how early these lampposts were wrapped in lights.
That's right outside our studio, but you can see the studio behind us. Yeah.
Look at that. We're right inside there. Hey.
Well, I don't think that's live. Are they out there? No, it's taped.
Oh man.
Right.
But it looks, it's like, you guys, it's only like October 13th.
Yes, it is.
So we've got like 74 days or something before.
Or something, you know. Is it 74?
Something like that. Yeah, but I mean, but it looks pretty. I like it. I think they're working on something special though, because they were working with scaffolding in the alley by the station last night.
Ooh,
I think something is going, I think the decorations are up for something special.
Wow, you seem to know something.
I'm just thinking.
I hope you're right. It was odd to see those lights wrapped around the posts already.
Early.
Well, I'm ready.
All the way down.
This is the first, this might be the earliest we've played
Listen
Christmas
to the music.
People are going to get triggered.
Is that Greg on the ones and twos?
Oh, Monica's here today.
Oh, Monica.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hi.
Hey, Monica.
Yeah, thank you. Some people get really upset about Christmas
if it's too early.
if it's too early. I mean, like, man, It's
All right.
Thanksgiving and after Thanksgiving or nothing. And I'm October 30th for Halloween. After Halloween.
Right, November 1, and Halloween's on a Monday, so that Tuesday or that night at midnight, do you start playing? It's the most wonderful time.
Yeah, I'll wait till I wake up, I think. But I'm ready. I'm getting there. I'm not ready for the cold,
Right,
but I like
the eldest household. We got rules.
New numbers are out today showing just how much more we're all paying for food, homes, and more. There are signs some prices are still rising.
Plus, the ABC 7 I team with inflation, frustration, and the new relief coming to millions of recipients for Social Security.
Tonight, the impact of inflation. Prices in September up 8.2% over a year ago, slightly higher than analysts expected. The cost of shelter, new cars, car insurance, medical care are considered core prices. Those are up 6.6% just over the last year, defying expectations for a slowdown. But gas prices dropped some 4.9%. However, prices have been increasing on this month. And part of that's because of temporary refinery closures. Gas prices are highest in California. Average there, it's over $6 a gallon.
It's killing us, but what else can we do?
Prices could continue to climb. OPEC has cut oil production by 2 million barrels a day. White House is accusing Saudi Arabia of playing politics and delaying an OPEC decision until after the midterm elections. Saudi Arabia says those accusations are not based on facts.
And as the price of just about everything is rising, the I-Team continuing its ongoing coverage of inflation frustration. With some good news today, people on Social Security will see more money in their pockets. Consumer investigator Jason Knowles finding out what this all means for you. Jason.
If you collect Social Security, get ready for a raise. Your benefits will be going up by almost 9%. But is it enough? And how much money could you really be getting? Social Security recipients will get more money starting January of 2023. If you receive supplemental security income, your benefits increase in December. It's a 40-year record increase of 8.7%, averaging $140 a month. This increase is desperately needed by some on fixed incomes as inflation hits hard for people like Deborah Miles. Is it enough?
No, send more. It would be nice if they see 20% at least. You got to catch up. That's not going to catch you up with inflation.
The ABC 7 data team looked at the latest consumer price index, which rose to 8.2% in September compared to a year ago. Food is up 11.2%, rent 7.2% higher, medical care rose 6.5%, and clothes shot up 5.5%.
I went to the grocery store yesterday. I just had a few items. It was $93, and I had nothing.
As for gasoline, that actually decreased 5.2% in the last month, but increased 18% over the last year. There's going to be an increase on Social Security money. Will it help you?
I think it will help me personally. It'll help pay for my Medicare premium that I have to pay.
And as for those premiums, the federal government also points out that it's also the first time in over a decade that Medicare premiums are not rising, which means the increase in Social Security benefits will have a greater impact day to day, dollar for dollar. The best way to see how much more money you will be getting is to sign up for a My Social Security account online by November 15th. More on how to create a My Social Security account on our website, abc7chicago.com. You'll also find all of our inflation frustration reporting there with money savings tips. Jason Knowles, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
You should check out a lot of his inflation frustration. He's done a lot of those for us here on the 7,
Right.
but there's a lot of useful information.
We love it when he has good news to share with us, for sure.
I wonder if there'll be he could do a series when whenever it happens, on inflation coming down.
It's going to happen, but it's going to be a while.
Yeah, I don't see
just stay tuned for that because
right.
Jason is all over it always.
Have you heard this? Netflix is adding commercials.
Well, the new tier of the streaming service launching in just a few weeks.
Cheaper, too, but you have to watch some ads.
Okay.
Plus, researchers say your brain cells have the ability to play video games.
Okay.
Without you.
You got me on that one.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you play, only with your brain cells.
Just wait. It's
okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
All right.
We'll tell you about it in a minute. Actor Cuba Gooding Jr. will not face jail time in a forcible touching case. Under a plea deal, Gooding is required to continue alcohol and behavior modification treatment for 6 months and not be arrested. Do you remember back in April, Gooding pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge of forcibly touching a woman at a bar, and he also admitted to other prior incidents.
Well, Netflix is adding a new subscriber option, and that includes ads. Netflix says you can expect 4 to 5 minutes of commercials per hour, and some movies and TV shows will not be available under the new plan because of licensing restrictions. Basic with ads will cost $6.99 a month, and then it launches November 3rd.
It's a cheaper option for a lot of people who don't want to pay the full amount.
And sometimes people don't mind the commercials because they're interesting.
And short.
You know, and then you can learn something like about products that you might want to
purchase.
Yeah.
This is interesting too.
Yeah.
Your brain cells can play video games without you.
Okay, watch this. Scientists just did a study. They hooked up neurons to the game Pong. Neurons tell your brain what is happening in the world around you, and then you make your muscles move. Researchers say that neurons were able to adapt to play the game. So I wonder if it's because of the game, because Pong is very different from playing a video game.
It is?
So, yeah.
It's the first video game I ever played, by the way.
But look at, that's all you're playing, is that versus the strategy of other video games.
I remember how great it was, and you had the paddle from Atari, and it would doom,
right.
doom, And you just played for
each other.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes. So our brains can just do the thing. Pretty soon we're just going to be in jars. Your brain's going to be in a jar.
I did have, now that I had in college, because you know I'm a bio major.
You had a brain in a jar?
I had a brain in a jar the whole 4 years.
Not yours.
No, it wasn't, but it was for study.
Wow.
Right, formaldehyde. You put it in the jar, and you know it's on the shelf, so you can study parts of it for. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. And
you can see it in your mind.
I'm looking at it in my mind.
I know. And then you obviously give it back to the university.
Well, it's used for research, and you know, for us to study certain parts of the brain, so we can study certain things. I was a bio and a psych major. So, so that's all I'm going to tell you.
No,
this study is fascinating.
You learn things watching the stream team.
So you know how you get fascinated by NASA going in space. Yes. Well, I'm fascinated by and how it operates and how we choose and talk and do things. So,
Mom, I heard Shelburne had a brain in a jar back in college. What? What are you watching?
I had frogs.
Okay.
I mean, I had lots of things that you study. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, and lungs too.
You had lungs. Yeah, you had lungs in a jar.
Lungs weren't in the jar, but the lungs you could learn how smoking affected.
Well, sure, and because they're very, they're very sensitive, like they're almost like tissue paper.
It's very fascinating how all of that. So. That was a while ago.
Anatomical research. Atomical research. What's the word I'm looking for?
Anatomical.
Okay.
Yeah, anatomy.
Right.
Is the word. Okay.
I studied agricultural communications.
Right. See?
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
so you know all about wheat and like.
Wait, weed or weeds?
Wheat. W-H-E-A-T.
Oh, wheat. Yeah, I thought she said weed.
Weed.
Okay.
Come on back. Tell that brain to come on back.
Okay. The Chicago International Film Festival has been bringing stars here for over 50 years.
Wow.
Jose's got a great story for us. He talks to the man who came up with the lights, cameras, and action in his hometown, Michael Kutza. We'll get it together. We still got 20 minutes here. We'll be right back.
The Chicago International Film Festival just opened, and it is Michael Kutza, who all got started when he was just 22 years old.
It was a time ago. Yeah.
Wow.
His new book is Starstruck, How I Magically Transformed Chicago into Hollywood for more than 50 years.
Well, the festival founder talks to our very own Jose Sanders about being the leading man in a life in love with movies.
I'm just a kid from the West Side who wanted to make Chicago a bigger, more exciting kind of place. And so I thought I'd bring the world here.
Michael Kutza's lifelong passion is cinema, and he's ever compelled to share it. He created a renowned film festival in his hometown.
Remember when I did Chicago, there was no Sundance or Toronto or Telluride or Tribeca and all that. This is the only game around. And people wanted to be part of it. I was very lucky that way. I could get the best films, get great reviews. Roger Ebert was brand new, and he believed in the organization. We helped each other. He was a great friend. Now, Gene Siskel I never got along with.
This is my hometown festival, and I've been going to it for 37 years, and I've got a lot of good memories.
So that's really a French magazine, huh?
Yes, I'm afraid it is.
1967 had a young man named Martin Scorsese. He introduced us to a new film, and Roger saw it and he said, "Oh, wow, that's an important person." Victor Skrymneski, the photographer, helped me put together the photographs that made us famous. From the first moment, I knew I could not get people to see my new Hungarian movie or my new Italian movie or French film unless there was a hook. Open big and tempt your audience into seeing the more complicated, more difficult film, and then they get hooked. The book is called Starstruck. I'm not starstruck. I respect these people, and when they come to town, they're just normal folks. It's their agents that are the difficult people that say no. Now, Tom Cruise is a perfect example. He's great to work with because he'll always say yes. Sophia Loren, yes. Being Italian and all, Sophia, we became good friends. We still are, and she is a very special person in my life.
There's already interest in turning the book into a film.
Who's going to play me? I mean, Brad Pitt's busy. He's busy. Leonardo, they're all busy.
Jose Sanders, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
So Michael's from a family filled with doctors, his Polish and Italian parents, an uncle, cousins, but he was having none of that. A double features on Saturday sealed his fate, bringing Hollywood to Chicago. It's all in the book, Starstruck. You see that video. It was right across the street, a lot of this stuff at Chicago Theater.
But the State and Lake Theater, too, is right here. Used to be in this building, like connected to us. So I know he spent a lot of time at the State and Lake, seeing a lot of movies there. He said the double feature.
Yeah, and this is where it was for a time, before Cannes, and or Cannes, however I say that. But like he said, this was the first one. And all the major stars. You saw in the file video we had.
I think he has a lot of people who would line up to be the leading man in this.
We're going to get Jose another cameo.
And then Jose, of course, will have to be maybe the archivist or something like that.
Well, he already played a reporter, remember, in that Christmas movie last year?
Yeah, he was an anchor.
Oh, what was he? It was so
doing it with a Chicago Bears player.
Yeah.
Right? They were doing like play-by-play of Christmas Joy or something like that. We need to bring that movie back up because it hasn't made the stream team.
Christmas theme for us, and then Jose will star in the Starstruck.
We're going to bring that back up when it's coming. You know,
he's our resident celebrity.
Ooh, that's going to be a good movie. And the secrets in that book?
Yeah, it'd be good. There's a lot of stuff in there with the Chicago connection, which is pretty cool.
All right, exactly. Yeah. Well, you could be in it too. I don't know. Maybe you could play him. Yeah, we're going to work on something. The nominations for this year's American Music Awards, they are out. Yeah, you know who that man is right there. Yeah, and you know who that is too. Well, some of your fan favorites, they will be going head to head. That would be B&B, Bad Boy, and Bad Bunny, and Beyonce, Taylor Swift. Yeah, we got more coming back on the other side of a break. We'll see who your favorite is. Yeah, the nominations are out for the 2022 American Music Awards.
Bad Bunny leads the pack. Nominated 8 times, including first nomination for Artist of the Year. If he wins all 8 categories, he'd tie Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston for the most awards in a single year.
Wow.
The way he wins them all, right? I mean, that's a huge feat.
Yeah, he's
huge
very popular.
Yeah. Beyonce and Taylor Swift, the most nominated female artists. They each received 6 nominations. Will face off against each other in 3 categories. Artist of the Year, Favorite Female Pop Artist, and Favorite Pop Album. American Music Awards will air Sunday, November 20th on ABC 7.
And Taylor and Beyonce have new albums out. So, and Bad Bunny, he was just here maybe a month ago.
He was?
Sold out at Soldier Field. I mean, it might have been 2 nights in a row. I wonder if Harry Styles, who's here, was nominated for anything.
I would recognize, I think, his music.
You would.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would like it. It's a good movement, you know.
Is it hip hop, like R&B style stuff, or rap?
Kind of like all of the above. Okay. You know, a little Latin flair in there, some of the songs. So
I need to get up to speed.
I mean, he's very popular.
Oh yeah,
definitely. When you can sell out Soldier Field,
you know what
that's a lot of seats.
And you got 8 nominations.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to have a good night, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, Beyonce and Taylor, too. All right, well, simply the best. Speaking of music,
look
better
at that.
than all the rest. Tina Turner definitely is, and now she has her own Barbie, baby. Company announcing the new doll honoring the queen of rock and roll. And if the outfit and the hair looks familiar, because you know why? It was inspired by the music video, What's Love Got to Do?
I remember
got
that
to do
video.
with it. Yes, what's love but a second-hand emotion? Oh man, let's hit the road.
No, we'll go with that karaoke contest.
Right. Oh, I want to do it. I'm gonna bring in my bling bling mic, and because I have my own karaoke, you know, set up at home.
It doesn't surprise me one bit, but that's great.
But it is fun when you invite friends and family over the holidays. Oh my goodness.
But that's one thing that's fun to do with coworkers sometimes, when you get together and go out and karaoke together. That's pretty fun.
Right.
We get a good
We
karaoke
should do that
night going.
on the stream team.
But that Barbie is pretty awesome.
I know. I want one. I saw her in concert. Second row.
I remember that
So
video
good.
so clearly when MTV was it as a kid growing. I mean, that was it. That was
dance.
what you watched. Yeah. She was good.
Yeah.
She could dance.
I collect Barbies, some Barbies.
You need
I
to
might
get that
have to
one.
have that
Yeah,
one
for
for
sure.
sure. Definitely. Hint, hint. Well, let's talk about the newest trend for professional athletes. It's pickleball.
I've never played. But Tom Brady just announced he's becoming a Major League Pickleball owner.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, Brady enjoys playing the sport, and he joins a list of celebrity pickleball team owners, including LeBron James, Kevin Lowe, and Drew Brees. Major League Pickleball plans to expand from 12 teams to 16 and will raise its prize money payouts to more than $2 million.
Wow. He's good at everything, so I'm sure he's
got the money, too. But how exciting is it to watch pickleball?
You were just watching it.
Right, but I know I just like it, and it's people love it. I know some friends play it, and it's
better on your body.
Better on your,
than
you're not
tennis.
moving as much,
Yeah.
and the professionals are really good.
Wow.
I've never played.
You've never played it. I've never played it, but I think we would do fine.
You think so?
I think we would do well.
It's fun. I think Mark Rivera did a story on it.
Right, he did.
And Eric Hong,
Yeah.
everybody was saying can play.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's who I want on my team then. Okay.
I think it was Judy, and I said,
Get
I don't
out
want
there.
you on my team, Judy. I want, and then she's like, what? So, but I think Eric is a
really good.
stealthy pickleballer.
Oh, we need to pick it up. Well, the weather is changing. However, I did notice, is that orange and blue, your pocket square?
Kinda. It's more.
Okay, you're trying to celebrate
it's
an
autumn.
affairs.
It's autumn.
Oh, autumn. It's pretty.
Thank you.
All right, it's
Appreciate
pretty.
that. Right.
So we got
Glad
to
you
talk
picked it up.
about
The
the weather
weather?
is not so much. This is not pickleball weather that we are experiencing right now, but this is Bears weather.
There's a game going on over there. There's no score, I'll tell you that.
It's happening. And
Bears are
Cheryl
trying
said,
to score.
well, do you think the wind that Cheryl was talking about that was going to blow west to east is affecting the game?
I think you said, or maybe it was like, it's dying down a little bit tonight, right?
Yeah, the wind gusts have died down,
Good.
definitely from earlier today. And because they are west to east, that fueled the stadium acts a little bit as a barrier, a little bit.
Right.
Definitely a bit breezy in the upper levels of the atmosphere.
Ooh.
So hopefully not impacting the game too much, but we'd like a touchdown, right? Bears. In terms of our sky conditions, we are looking quiet. A few sprinkles up to the north, passing shower or two possible tonight, but it's really all about the chill. We have temps going down, 40s out to the west, right now at 48 degrees. Area-wide 30s expected tomorrow morning. So grab the layers, the coat heading out the door. It's going to be in the 20s back to the north and west, 30s closer to the lakefront, and we do have a freeze warning that is set to go into effect here tonight, and it will remain in effect overnight for all of the counties here in purple, the exception being downtown Chicago and central Cook County. In effect until 8 a.m. And just setting the vibes and the mood into the start of the day tomorrow, we're kicking it off with a freeze warning, and it's going to feel like it's in the 20s to low 30s. Wind chills a bit of a factor tomorrow morning, as we will have a light breeze. As we head into the afternoon, we rebound back into the 50s, similar to today, but still lacking some sunshine and even some rain back in the picture as we go into our Friday night. Thankfully, a lot of dry time on our Friday, and the rain showers look to hit mainly after about 8 o'clock. So pausing this close to noon, temps in the 40s. We go into the 50s as we head late night between about 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. We'll have a batch of rain move on through the area, and that's expected to bring us some showers. Pretty quick moving system as we go into the evening tomorrow. If I just backtrack this a little bit, you can see those rain showers hitting the region there right around 8:45, 9 o'clock, and then continuing their way off to the west. We dry out into the weekend. The weekend we fit in some sunshine, but we're still dealing with the unseasonably cool temps, about 10 degrees below average, both Saturday and Sunday. By Sunday, we take away some of that sunshine, increasing the cloud cover with highs in the 50s and mainly quiet skies for these days, the exception being those showers Friday night. And then another round of very cool air moves in as we head into early next week. We're talking the coolest air yet this season. Our high temps not breaking out of the 40s. It's going to be very chilly on Monday and Tuesday, and with this cool weather comes the threat of some lake effect rain showers, and then we moderate a bit as we go into the end of next week. By Friday, near 60, Sunday 60 degrees as well. So for tonight, temps 20s and 30s, partly cloudy skies, a few sprinkles, mainly north, mainly dry, a little bit breezy, those winds backing off though, so sustained out of the west at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow, our highs back into the 50s. Saturday, chilly, a breezy day, clouds on the increase as we go into the day on Sunday, but a dry weekend. Monday and Tuesday, highs only in the 40s, some lake effect rain showers there on Monday. We do have precipitation late in the evening Monday into early Tuesday. We're going to have to watch for that precipitation type. I'm not even going to talk about it. So right now we'll keep it as rain. But
yes.
What letter does it start with?
There's no need to put any of that out into the universe.
It's a four-letter word.
It is a four-letter word.
I'm thinking of one that starts with S and ends in T, but that's not it. No. It's
mainly rain.
Okay.
W? Like ends in W?
Depends on who you ask. Okay, don't say it yet. It's too early.
It's too early.
It might be a coffee night. The years-long debate over the popular flavor pumpkin spice is back. We're going to talk about it. Illinois Coffee Company surveyed people to get answers, and the results may surprise you next.
Were you a good speller? Okay.
No.
We'll be right back.
We end with the big stuff on this show.
Yeah, real important.
It's
big
time
stuff.
to bring back the pumpkin spice debate.
So let's go. The Rockford Coffee Company surveyed 500 Americans about the fall flavor. Fire Department Coffees surveys found that 26% preferred pumpkin spice over other flavors. Now, was that 16% or 10% of those surveyed say that they've had at least one argument over with a friend or family about the flavor? Oh, and 11% said they'd consider breaking up, oh my goodness, with a partner over differing pumpkin spice opinions.
People want something outside of your standard coffee that you're getting on a daily basis, which is always great. But man, why not be able to switch it up with something that really punches the taste buds the way you want it?
Department coffee.
Yeah, there actually is a fire department,
right.
but it works with the fire department.
Okay, they've had arguments and they broke up over.
I don't care what you drink. You can have your pumpkin spice any time of year.
Right.
Just like you can play your Christmas music anytime you want.
Exactly.
Oh,
Okay.
he's
We're
counting
going to
us down,
continue
Chris.
this debate because we got to go.
That's it.
Let's talk about it at 10 o'clock over on ABC 7. All right.
Go Bears.
See ya.
Go Bears.